Uh, Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all my viewers. Welcome to my channel. This time, let's talk about the manage your own business. So, be smart, start and manage your own business. A smart, practical guide for new entrepreneurs, how to start a business, choosing the perfect business, how to finance your business, how to manage what you started, writing your business plan, mistakes of doing business, success in network marketing, over 850 new business. Life is but a voyage in a big ship. Enjoy the trip, conquer your fears, create your destiny, become true yourself, and your will be uh, better soon. We are one. Tell me, why did you buy my book? You seem to a very successful person. You're a vice president of a big bank. Surely you must have a reason. I want more in life more than what my job can give. It is not money anymore. It's something else. I want to be independent, spend more time with my children. I want to fulfill my dreams. Our topic for today is, do I really want to be start a business? That is a question for you, to all my friends and viewers and small YouTube. Are you ready to start your own business? Do you really want to start a business? Why did you consider starting your own business when in fact you have a secure job or you have other options available? So why start a business now? This question and more will be answered by you after reading uh, af- after you watch this video. This chapter will open your eyes to the advantage and disadvantage of your own business. It will give you a clearer picture of what is expected on you when you have your own business. What is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneurs are different breed, a different class of people. They seem to stand out from the crowd. They walk and talk differently from non-entrepreneurs. Find out if you have the traits and habits of many successful business owners. The list is not arranged in any order of preference or importance. See if many the traits and habits match your personality. Do not worry too much if you do not have many of the following traits and habits. Let me assure you that you do not need any or all the following traits and habits in the beginning before you can start your business. However, when you start and develop your own business, you will begin to accumulate many of the important traits and habits of a business person. Everyone is welcome to become an entrepreneur. You do not have to be a good entrepreneur to start a business, but you only need to start a business to become a good entrepreneur. So you hang on there and enjoy the ride. Check the box of the following traits or habits that you think you already have. Hmm. A smart and practical guide for new entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is what? good administrator, 2, a good communicator, 3, decision maker, 4, a good leader, 5, a good negotiator, 6, a good planner, 7, a motivator for others, a positive thinker, next a risk taker, next a specialist generalist, next a team player, next aggressive, aiming to excel, next an achiever, next an excellent PR person, next approachable, next artistic, next brave, cheerful, competitive, creative, customer-oriented, dependable, determined, disciplined, efficient, empathetic, enthusiastic, energetic, flexible, friendly, frugal, focused, future-oriented, hardworking, conscious, humble, industrious, innovative, mission-oriented, optimistic, patient, persistent, practical, productive, quality, conscious, reputable, resilient, resourceful, self-driven, self-confident, self-motivated, self-reliant, selfless, and dedicated, sensitive to people's need, sociable, tactful, technological, tenacious, time-conscious, thrifty, trustworthy, versatile, vibrant, vocal at times, and lastly, visionary. Who is an entrepreneur? The trainer manual on entrepreneurial development of the UP Institute of Small Scale Industry, UPISSI, draw a profile of the entrepreneurial class. The following passages have been paraphrased from pertinent section of the manual. Policymaker, development planners, and administrator want to know the answer to the question what factor impels the individual towards the entrepreneurial career. Researchers and scholars have answered the question by studying the entrepreneur herself as a result certain predominant traits, characteristics, needs or drives distinguish him, her from the non-entrepreneur. One, massive middle-class family environment, parents who are engaged in business-related occupation, for example, trading and manufacturing, and who have inculcated the spirit of independence in their children. Two, members of unstable family as those stricken by divorce, separation, death, and other stress, and upwardly or geographically mobile families. Four, size of the family and their position among the siblings. Five, unpleasant experiences during childhood, like anxiety, producing event. Seven, the individual's peer group. Lastly, membership in certain types of communities. Researchers agree that values, specifically those relating the religion, affect individual entrepreneur inclination in his study of male entrepreneurs. Oliver Popno suggests that entrepreneurship evolved out of a strong religiosity, where harmonious relationship between individuals are stressed. Max Weber also observed that the entrepreneurial uh, patterns of the West are as a result of religion-based work or study ethics where occupational roles are seen as a way of fulfilling obligations to society. Studies also reveal that Asian entrepreneurs are self-confident. They are optimistic. They believe in the possibility of change or mastery of the environment through themselves. They are flexible and receptive to change. The prefer independent work quality shows they are dynamic leaders wherever they go and what they do. The entrepreneurs are creative, innovative, and versatile. They are not only knowledgeable in their field of interest, but on general matters as well. They accomplish things through initiative and resourcefulness. Problems are seen by entrepreneurs as challenges, then like to take risks after they have calculated the chance for success. Moderate risk appeal to them. Entrepreneurs almost invariably display a concern for excellence and the spirit to excel in competition. They also exhibit a specific attitude towards work, such as persistence, perseverance, determination, drive, and high level of energy. A significant number of entrepreneurs have had exposure to the specific lines of business activity where they are presently engaged. The motivating factors for Asian result of studies on the motivation of entrepreneurs in India, Thailand, and the Philippines suggest that the primary determining factors for entry into the business among Asia are the following. One, profit motive. Two, desire to use a skill or competence, either professional or technical. Three, active uh, motive. Four, support or external variables such as availability of capital surplus and cheap labor high demand for a product and accessibility to market. The last factor is interesting in view of the assumption in development strategies that financial support is necessary in entrepreneurs' development. However, the mere existence of such financing support is not enough to motivate entrepreneurs. This points to the need for supplementary programs such as the generation of viable ideas that offer maximum profits. Other reasons for setting up a business. One, tired of regular employment. Two, having been forced by certain circumstances. Three, social awareness. Decision to make before going into business. The following questionnaire is most helpful for those who are currently employed. The shift from full-time employment to self-employment may cause upheavals in your life. It would better to anticipate the effects before you take the plunge. Try answer the following truthfully as you can. Number one, do you enjoy the employee or corporate life? Number two, will you miss your employee or corporate life? Corporate life, the pace of work, office friends, the parties, etc. If you decide to leave, three, what is are the real reasons why you want to leave your corporate life? Mm. To all my viewers and friends, you can answer this. Just write down in the comment section. Alright, all my friends and viewers, all YouTubers. Four, is the appropriate time for you to start a business of your own? Five, do you picture yourself as on boss and the boss of your employee? Are you prepared to face the challenges problem and the nuisance of starting business? Do you look forward to being successful entrepreneur yourself? Have you spoken to many of your friends about your decision to start a business? What are their opinions? To what extent are you willing to take the risk of a business startup? Do you enjoy dealing with people? Are you prepared to face the competition without the corporate support you are accustomed to? Are you willing to spend more time for your business beyond the regular 9 to 5? You want your own business because you like earning more and feeling independent and fulfilled. Do you have the right product or service idea as basis for your new business? Have you studied the feasibility of your business product or service idea? Do you have access to capital? How much? Do you have the right personality to become an entrepreneur? Who has have influenced you to start a business? Do you have the skill to manage a small business? Do you have planning skill? Have you found a mentor who will coach you in your new business? Do you have the right educational background or technical skill? Do you have anyone close who has the same business as the one you are planning to start? Is there anyone in your immediate family or close relative who are full-time business person? Who are they? Are you healthy enough or have the stamina to work long hours in your business? Do you have enough nest, egg, or buffer money to support you and your family while your business is not making enough income yet? Will you be able to afford to continue your company's sponsor health and life insurance policy for yourself and your family? And lastly, the last question, why do you really want to start your own business? You may want to go through the preceding list again and think again of the question to which you do not have definite answer yet. Reflect on your answer to be sure that you have covered almost everything you need to consider. Be honest and truthful to yourself. This is a self-test, a self-analysis with no right or wrong answer. Now, see if you are ready to go into the next of advantage and disadvantage of having a business you can call your own. Checkpoints that you already know and expect in a business. One, you are your own boss. Advantages. You are own boss. Two, your time is your alone. Three, some of your current personal expenses can be tax deductible. Four, you fulfill many of your dreams. Five, you can enjoy jobless friends, relatives, and other dependents. Six, you do something that you really enjoy. Seven, you can meet more interesting people. Eight, you can never be fired from your own business. Can become wealthy through your own business. You develop a high reputation or status in the community. You can sleep late now and wake up too late too. You do not have to wear a daily office uniform anymore. You can plan your daily activities by yourself and chart your future. Okay, this is the advantage of having a business. You call your own. So you better have a checklist. Disadvantage. Now, you will have several bosses to contend with your customer. Two, you will spend more time in your business. Three, you will incur more unexpected expenses. Five, you will no longer receive regular paychecks. You will not get support from corporate resources of your previous employer. You will no longer enjoy leave, paid vacation, and other perks. Courtesy of the company, you will no longer bask in the high status of your former company or employer. You have to file many papers with the government and deal with red tape. You become the government collector for income and value added taxes. You will do most of the work by yourself with minimal support from others. And lastly, you risk losing all your money invested in your business. On your own, it is for you. I do not generally advise people to quit their jobs and ask them to set a business. In today's economy, that would be foolish and practical. If every does, there will be a shortage of employees. I cannot promise you that your business will succeed. At the least, I suggest you engage in a business while staying employed and quit when you can afford to. Being in a business of your own is indeed only of the strong will. This is not to belittle the regular corporate employee. There are many hardships that can be easily overcome with a steady income and security from full-time employment. Your decision as a retiree or as a housewife or even house husband to start a business is difficult one to make. You will have to get out of your comfort zone or the lifestyle that you have been accustomed to. It's quite a struggle for some retirees and houses to keep you up with the fast pace of a new business. I have seen some who are unable to immediately shift paradigms. Being lethargic when you begin commercial enterprise can put your business in the doldrums before it can take off. Brace yourself and be ready for exciting things to come. Get excited. Students are avid dreamers. They see example of people who become wealthy and famous because of the business they become inspired to start a business. Also, many students realize that there may not be a job waiting for them after graduation. Many are still unemployed 2 years after graduation. I recommend that students starting exploring the possibility of starting their own business while still in college. Start with a small buy and sell type of a business or become an agent for cell phone companies and the like. Working as a crew member is a fast food restaurant give you a preview of what it's like to run your own business. The lessons that you will learn as a small-time business person or as a part-time employee while studying will prove valuable by immersing yourself in business. You will gain an optimal option available to you after college to either work for someone or for yourself. For overseas Filipino workers OFW and balikbayans, the comfort level provided by petrodollars or other foreign currency is difficult to resist. Despite all of the convenience of living abroad, many Filipinos still yearn to come home. Family separation does not seem to be a good word for the monetary benefits enjoy from working for a foreign master. Many resist the lure of coming home by rationalizing that they can never earn the same income by working in the Philippines. Who said that you must work as an employee? The Philippines when you decide to finally come home. Many of W's and OFWs and Balikbayan today have used their saving to claim their stakes in securing their families' materials comfort by starting a business here. To some who did not, it was worth the risk just to be closer to home or family. For the unemployed or underemployed, do not bide your time looking for options. There aren't too many available right now. It is up to you if you wish to be productive now or continue to be dependent on someone else. Stand up and move ahead, seek your destiny in a small business. For those who have decided to start a business, yes, your decision to start a business has been a difficult one. You have considered many things before venturing into a business. There are many struggles ahead of you when you start a business. When managing your business, the conventional 9 to 5 routine transform into 12 to 18 hours a day. You bring up yourself headache you have never dreamed of. Worse, you can even get overweight. I did. Yes, it is fun and fulfilling to be your own boss, but you have to switch deeper into your soul if you really want to plunge into it. Decision and result is your alone. Now that you have an answer some question in this video about your decision to enter into business enterprise, me introduce you to the persons behind the idea. You. Only you can start your business. Your will to make a change in your life is your engine and vehicle for success. You have big dreams. The next video should help you to adjust that. Again, this is the end of my topic. Uh, do I really want to be a start a business? My next topic is how do I start a business? Let's get cracking and learn of business in this video. You will also learn how to choose the perfect business for yourself. A quick answer to your nagging question as to what is the best business to start with. Answer: the best business to start with is the business that you already know. Find out why in the following videos. And you will learn how to register and start a business. Should you really register a business when in fact there's many unregistered business that seem to flourish anyway? Get the facts from this video. Later in this video, you will gain an insight on how to finance your business. Amazing but true, some business can be started without a single peso or capital. How? Watch on and find out. There are also many entities that can help you to start your business. Okay? Concept of profit and risk. Everyone understands the idea of profit. Profit is the remainder of revenue when one subtracts production, selling costs, and taxes from revenue. Profit is the motivation that moves people in a capitalist environment. The question is, how much profit you make? What's enough? What is too little or too much? It all depends on your level of risk or your risk aversion. Put another way, how risky is the business venture for you? You express your risk level through the profit you desire. For example, in a gas station business, one person may be very happy within a 10% profit, but another person may need to have 50%. Others maybe have may others may even feel the need for an 80% profit. If the owner of bench entered the mass housing business, their level of the risk is higher because they have never been into the kind of business contraction of houses is entirely different from the mass production of t-shirt. Therefore, Benchan and the other owners of Bench will require a higher profit to overcome their perceived risk. On the other hand, the risk level is much lower for the Ayala Corporation because the firm is involved in mass housing and building skyscraper, skyscrapers business through Ayala Land Incorporation. Thus, it is less risky for them to go into residential subdivision and mass housing development. The same is true for individuals. If your parents have been in the grocery business and you have been exposed to the business as a child, it is less risky for you to start a grocery business. You at least have a model to simulate the new grocery business you want to start. What have you learned so far from this example that you have experience in the business make it less risky for you to venture into that business? The more knowledge you have about a particular business, the better it is for you. It reduces your require or desired profit expectation to be able to go into particular business. Knowledge of the business means more profits. This is Martinez, who is more knowledgeable and experienced in a bakery business. May be happy with the smaller profit per loaf of bread. She know what kind of bread to sell and to warm, and she may end up with a higher net income. Furthermore, she know how to cut expenses, but without cutting corners and maintaining her bread quality. Meanwhile, Mr. Lopez know little about the bakery business. A bigger and much higher profit margin per loaf of bread may induce him to venture into the bakery business since he sells his loaf of a bread of 5 pesos higher than the competitor's price. Who do you think will eventually have higher net profit? Quite possibly, Mrs. Martinez will have higher revenues due to bigger sales volume, mixed with lower production costs, and you have the formula for a higher net income. Knowledge of the business is an advantage that may result in higher profits for you in the long run. Picture this is your mind. Maliit ang tubo markup, pero malaki ang kita net profit. You can only do this if you have complete knowledge about your business. So now, to be able to reduce your level of risk, it is necessarily that you learn your business well. You are doomed to fail if you do not know your business. Of course, you can learn the business while being engaged in it, but be a fast learner. Profit motivators. Profit is a strong motivator to go into business As shown by empirical evidence, there are four reasons why people want to accumulate profits or money. See if any your reason fits the following profit motivators. One, for sustenance for an employed or underemployed person with no other source of income, most likely due to circumstances beyond their control. They do not have any other source of income. Sometimes you what you have to do. Adverse conditions such as being out of a job can become the perfect motivator to succeed in business. Many unemployed Filipinos engage in a micro business for sustenance. Number two, income augmentation. You have you have sources of income, but what but want to add to it to improve your standard of living. You have a bigger dreams that you want to fulfill and found out that you can only earn the additional money for it is through a business. There is nothing wrong with having a desire for more money. Money allows people to enjoy the finer things in life. It is not shameful to want money, especially if you can create employment for others as you earn more. Number three, capital formation. You have the basics necessity in life but want to accumulate wealth. This may not necessarily be for yourself, but perhaps for the future of your children. For people with a philanthropic inclination, they continue to earn more so they can leave a legacy behind. Money through profits from a business become the means to achieve higher personal goals for these people. And lastly, capital preservation. You have enough money and wealth, but wish to maintain your buying powers as a time passes by. You want to add value to your wealth at least to regain what is depreciated or eaten away by inflation. This is for the filthy rich like the monarchy of England and the like. To an extent, some lesser mortals like you and I can also have this as motivation on a smaller scale. They only wish to maintain their wealth so they can pass it on the next generation intact. To most, they also believe that creating wealth for others is part of the invest mission. Some may have one or all the above reasons their motivation to engage in business. If you have more than one reason, prioritize your reason that is which the greater reason. This way you know exactly what you are working so hard for for in a business endeavor. It gives you a purpose, a reason for being in business. As your business expands over time, your profit motivator may shift. For example, a jobless person may start a business for sustenance and later, as as the business succeed, shift to capital formation as motivation. Types of business organization. Before you start your business, you would want to familiarize yourself within the different categories your business may fall into. You need to define your business categories for several purposes, mainly for filing forms with local and national governments offices, for bank financing, and to obtain government assistance for your business. Legal type of organization. There are three legal types of business organization whose differences are primarily based on their liabilities assumed by the business owner in the conduct of his. So, number one, sole or individual proprietorship, owned by only one person who assumes all the risk. All your personal asset can be attached to pay of liabilities incurred in your business. This is a relatively easier to establish with minimal government reporting requirements as compared to a partnership or a corporation. You included your business income with all your others incomes to arrive at taxable income figure for your individual tax return, or you called it ITR. Number two, partnership. Owned by at least two persons, all assuming equal risk individually and collectively. Each partner is liable for actions made by the other's partners. In case of bankruptcy and only one partner has asset to satisfy the business liabilities, then all personal assets of that one partner will be attached by creditors. A partnership has to be registered with the Security and Exchange Commission SEC and needs to be filed a report with them on a regular basis. You pay individual taxes on your share of the partnership income, whether it's distributed or not. The partnership is dissolved if one partner quits or dies. You cannot pass on your part ownership to someone else without solving the current partnership and forming a new one. Corporation, owned by at least two persons but generally by several persons. Each one limiting his risks is a risk based on the amount of his her contribution to the enterprises. Your personal asset cannot be attached to satisfy the corporation's liabilities. It must be registered with the SEC and reports filed quarterly. The corporation is treated as separate tax-paying entity. Beside the corporation's income tax, the owner also pay additional income taxes on dividends distributed to them. You can easily transfer ownership by endorsing your certificate of stock ownership and um, registering the new owner with the corporation. You can also will your stock to your children or other peers. Size of business. There are four sizes of business organization based on capitalization and asset size. It may interest you to note that certain business loans are granted to micro, small, and medium-sized business, and therefore you should know under which category of business belong. The following is my definition of what I consider to be evergreen description for business size as against the government definition using capitalization as the basis to which can be affected by inflation. Number one, micro business. Generally, this is a home-based business employing a few workers, mostly family members. This can be a small sari-sari store, basket and mat weaving, sara making, selling Avon's products, etc., which need minimal capital. It's generally labor-intensive with a very minimal use of tools and machinery. Many people go into a business through a micro enterprise because there are few barriers to entry. At present, the government defines it as having as a set side excluding value of land where the firms of office plant and equipment are situated of less than 1.5 million. Two, small business. Generally, this business is characterized by a setup outside the home. It has more than 5 employees, majority of whom or non-family members. The business has a capital of at least 30 times the prevailing annual minimum wage. Investment in machines and equipment is visible. Examples, a gasoline station, computer school, mall type clothing, retail outlet, mining, grocery store, etc. The government defines its asset size value of land where the firm's office plant and equipment are situated as between 1.5 to 15 million. Third, medium business. Generally, this business install and utilize more labor savings machine. The ventures employs more than 100 employees and has a big factory or multi-branch location. Capital can reach a minimum of 300 times the prevailing annual minimum wage or even more. Example, a garments manufacturer or even more example, a garment manufacturer, a college or movie outfit. These are currently defined by the government as having an asset side, excluding value of land where the firm's office, plant, and equipment are situated of between 15 to 60 million. And lastly, number four, large business. Generally, this business is characterized as a corporation with several owners and employing several thousand of workers. It can have fewer employees, but it has sales that are in the hundreds of millions of pesos annual. Example are a bank, a shopping mall, a beer manufacturer, tuna, honey, etc. It is currently defined by the government as having an asset side, excluding the value of land where the first office plant and equipment are situated of over 60 million. Business ability. The enterprise might engage in the following four types of business activities. Some may take on multiple roles like that of a wholesaler, which also has a retail operation, such as a big supermarket or clothing store. It should also be noted that the Department of Trade and Industry (DTI) it is in business name registration application form for their classified business based on their main business activity. DTI's classification are processor, a producer, printer, a dealer, a lessor, exporter and importer, a trader, and the following four types enumerated below. However, if you stretch your definition of the proceeding DTI business classification, you can include them among the following four basic types of business activities. Number one, retailing. Any store that is open to enable the general public to buy merchandise on a purpose basis. In most instances, the merchandise is paid for in cash or credit card. Immediately, Generally, customers buy goods for their personal consumption and not for resale of the merchandise. It may not necessarily have a formal store site, as retailing can also be done on a person-to-person basis, such as in direct selling or street vending. Two, wholesaling generally involve customers who buy merchandise in a bulk for the purpose of reselling them as is. Usually, credit is extended to established and regular wholesale buyers. Most wholesalers have a warehouse to keep their inventory and stock. However, current trends also indicate that wholesalers can operate without a warehouse by dropping shipping their goods directly to the retailer from manufacturer plant. 4. Manufacturing. It is the creation of goods from raw materials. It can also include assembly of parts to form a finished product. Good may also be another manufacturer's raw materials for further processing or assembly to create a final merchandise ready for consumption by consumer. Generally, manufacturers sell their goods to primary wholesaler or distributor who in turn pass them on their either to other wholesaler or redistributor or directly to retailers. Some even sell directly to customers. And last, service. Any business that requires personal work and with or without the aid of a tool or equipment, skill or non-skill, is a service type of business. Example of service workers are dentists, barbers, plumbers, designers, typists, uh, tutors, palm readers, psychiatrists, veterinarians, uh, event planners, photographers, etc. Fees are set by the amount of time, training, tools needed by the service provider, tempered by the market. Marketing spheres of influence. In regards to the marketing sphere of influence, a business may just cater to local customer or may have a global customer base. Other can also be both a local and global venture at the same time. Number one, local business. Customer come from within the community or anywhere within the boundaries of the Philippines. Many small businesses start out by tapping local communities only. However, there are some instances when business growth is stunted by the concentrating on local markets alone. Two, global business. By exporting a business research out of the world markets, some business may be registered as a local business but have foreign buyers as their only customer. Inroads in communication like the internet have made it easier for local companies to become global companies. Profit orientation. As to a profit orientation, business can also be categorized as either for profit or non-profit business concern. Private ventures are almost always for profit enterprises. However, many non-government organizations, NGOs, and some government agencies which are non-profit ventures may also have business activities that are used to generate their only source of income or as an individual source of revenue. Number one, for profit business owned by private individuals whose motivation is to maximize profit given a certificate, uh, given a, I'm sorry, given a certain market demand for their products or services. This is the focus of this video. And lastly, non-profit business. The owners are more motivated to serve their clients than other that share the pleasure of making profit. Unfortunately, some NGO and government business are badly managed that they operate with zero profit or even with losses. It should not be the cases as being an non-profit business. Does not mean that the business should not make a profit. NGO operations should at least be self-sustaining. Revenue should cover operating costs. Non-profit organization can take many hints from this book on from this video on how to manage their non-profit business. They should be managed by using the same method used by for profit-only business and enterprises. They are just the same. What business to get into which one? In a sense, only you can make the decision of what kind of business to get into. No one can make the decision for you. What can I do to help? Is to give you some techniques on how to select or choose the right kind of business for you. With these techniques, you can systematically go through the various business prospect you have at hand and choose the best business for yourself where it goes. Your look into your past. What kind of business did you engage in? Did you sell ice candy and halo halo at home? Did you sell newspaper? Did you shine shoes? Did you raise animals as a kid? Did your parents operate a restaurant when you were in high school? Did you did your high school vocational class teach you automotive repairs? Do you still know how to make dress? Consider these past business ideas or inspiration. Shining shoes as a kid can mean Mr. Quickie shoe repair franchise, or your expertise in making halo-halo can turn you into a penguin halo-halo king in the malls. Remember, it is your advantage to have previous experience in the business you want to start. List down below your small-time business that you had as a child or a teenager. It should also include other money-making skill you had in the recent past. So, okay, at least list down 10 business that are in the past. So, you can write in your notebook or in your paper. What skill or service do you know? Do you know how to speed type? You can easily start a computer encoding business where your factory electrician, you can be subcontractor for electrical installation in-house project. Are you a CPA working as accounting clerk? You can keep the books for other small business in your neighborhood. A nurse, you can attend the homebound patient on your off-duty hours from a clinic or hospital. Are you handy with woodworking? You can create a cabinet after your regular 9 to 5 job or search your inner self and make a pitch on your skill that you can offer to the people. Some services are easy to learn by just simply watching others do it, such as cooking or handicrafting making. Everyone should have many marketable skills. See if you can enumerate below all your marketable skill that you can as base for a business. So you can list down at least 10 skills that you can use a business idea. What business are your friends or relatives engaged in? If you have friends or relatives who are in business and are relative successful, they will be more than willing to teach your side, willing to teach your their trade. Ask them, promise them that you will not compete with them directly. Stick around and see if you can learn their business when you know enough. Start with a small business in your town or neighborhood. A good way to ensure success of your business is to have a mentor to back up you. The owner of National Bookstore learned about the book selling business from her elder brother who started Goodwill Bookstore. A few years earlier, more than 50 years later, National has surprised Goodwill. National Bookstore has over 40 branches nationwide and is still growing. To all my viewers and friends and small YouTuber, try at least 10, list down all your friends and relatives with ongoing or past business. Put down their names and short description on their excuse me, description of their business. Business that my friends or relatives have. What are you willing to learn? You see, you seem to like opening a restaurant, but do not know how to cook. Are you willing to enroll a learn in cooking school? Will you apprentice with master chef? Are you willing to invest in cook, expand your cuisine? You think the garment or the ready-to-wear RTW business is a good idea, but you do not know how to cut and sew the uh, vocational school that can teach you this skill. Nego Pinoy, an NGO headed by Miss Grace Bupana in Quezon City, offers a variety of livelihood skills ranging from flowers decoration, baking, noodles making, juice manufacturing, meat processing, and many more. Their fees are very minimal as the group is not motivated by profit. You may also just watch a regular segment on television, unang hirit at GMA for free lesson. Ah, I see. There are books in public and school libraries that can teach you a new skill or a new business. There are also VHS format videotapes or livelihood programs available. If you really want to do, you can teach yourself this by reading books or watching videotapes. Uh, Today is 2020. There's no videotape, only DVD. There's no VHS anymore. Some cities, municipalities, and local public school offer free livelihood training programs for to take advantage of them. Even if you still do not plan to start a business right away, it's beneficial to learn several skills so that you have more option later when you decide to start a business. As I said, it is difficult to go into business you are not familiar with, which should not hinder you from choosing an under familiar business, especially if you believe that it's profitable. However, just be willing to learn the ropes. Remember, some people learn faster than others. Besides Nego Pinoy, there are other outfit which helps train people to gain livelihood and business skill. They do not charge a fee, and it would be the best to inquire ahead. So that is 13. Number one, Asian Banking Institute. Two, Ateneo Center for Continuing Education. Three, Center for Culinary Arts. Four, the DLSU College of St. Vinil Business Improvement Course. Five, DTI Philippine Trade and Training Center. Six, Dorothy Cooking School. Seven, Executive Development Academy. Eight, Million Trep. Nine, Nego Pinoy. 10, Nego Escuela. 11, Super Dev Management Center. Mind your own food business. Technical Education and Skill Development Authority, and 13, Technology and Livelihood Resource Center. The bulletin and the inquiry of this training center. The ads are usually published on Sundays but others on Monday and carry the respective class of schedule and courses offered. When scanning the above advertisement, list the courses that you may be interested in. You may also list below other business that you may want to learn from but is not offered as a basic course. You can still learn them by working as an apprentice or an employee of those business. Okay, write try to write 10 business or skill that I'm willing to learn. Business environment, scanning. So you have run out of ideas on what business to get in. Maybe you can try to a business you know absolutely nothing about. Yes, you can do it as other did. Be cautious through and learn the ins and out of that unfamiliar business. How do you start looking for the business for that business? Well, it's by scanning the business environment. Business environment mental scanning is systematic and conscious of the market to determine the best kind of business to start out. What are the needs of your community the new business can provide? Keep your eyes and ears open. You can use the following method to select that business. Number one, get ideas from the PLDT or your local telephone's yellow page. What are the business listed in the directory that you might be interested in? Make a checklist and pare it down to a short list later. Number two, you can also scan the list of potential business from the annex of this book. I have listed over 850 possible business idea for you to choose from. Drive and walk around your neighborhood or town watching the to be missing that you can tap on a business. What do the people need? What are some more successful business that you can imitate from nearby town? See if you can open the same business in your area. For in your trips to other towns and cities or while more, we look around and see what business people have. Foreign travel can also open your eyes to many new business ideas. What business do you think would be profitable or click in your neighborhood or hometown? 5. There are foreign business magazine, Entrepreneurs, Small Business Opportunity, and Incorporated, among others, that you can browse for ideas. Current or back issue and later delivery. Deliver copies of this magazine are sold in some magazine stand in the malls. Many of our local magazine newspaper also feature business idea. And 6, regular business TV and radio talk show also provide a business idea. 7, trade show and conversation also source for business idea. Go to such show if they are available. In Manila, such show are usually done at the Philippines Trade and Training Center (PTTC) on Ross Boulevard, corner of the Avenue, in the Provincial Regional Department of Trade and Industry offices. Spearhead show in centers. 8. School and public libraries offer reading materials on potential business. Check out your local agricultural school on materials relating to agri-business. 9. Talk to people. Business teachers are a rich source of business ideas. Quite honestly, and I got the idea of opening my graphics design and advertising office from little talk with friends at a bar of Chicago. And lastly, number 10, your local trade commerce business or civic group may also provide you with possible business idea or leads. Ask them. After looking around, you may want to write down your 10 most likely business to start with. Business that I see around that I like. Okay? So, my viewers and friends, just write down at least 10 most likely business to start with. Business that I see around that I like. Start a new business to buy or to franchise. Many variables must be considered in starting up acquiring your own business. The arrival of the franchise concept has provided an avenue never before explored by many aspiring business persons, becoming distributor of products using multi-level marketing provide opportunities never before available to many people who have a little capital. The various choices should be for there are three ways by which you can acquire and start your own business. One is start your business from scratch. This method is well suited for those who do not have much startup cash. You can start small and go big later. You choose your pace of growth. You do not have to pay upfront franchise fees or goodwill money for a business you started from scratch. Also, this approach is appropriate for the maverick and dependent types of who takes pride in being in a business they have built from scratch and believe they can do it on their own. No one dictates what you should do in the business. Starting from scratch is typically of the most entertaining. For the patient, it may be a slow process toward capital formation and customer build up, but it is more satisfying. Number two, Buy an existing business. This is a shortcut route to be in business but does have advantage and disadvantages. An obvious advantage is that it is an ongoing business with customers already in place. The question is it worth the price you are willing to pay to buy it lock or stock and barrel it help of a good accountant and a lawyer to determine its value. An existing business with existing customer and goodwill will require a premium payment. Meanwhile, some older owners about the retires are on the lookout for buyers with fresh idea that can invigorate a dying or sunset business. Be careful before you part with your money. The business might be long dead before you even buy it. Number three, get a franchise or distribution. This is another shortcut way to get into business fast. Some franchises are turnkey operation that is a, that is they practically give you the keys to the business and you can start immediately. I have included a set of questions you may want to ask a franchisor before you sign the dotted line. If you are serious contemplating buying a franchise as your business, better read that part or watch that part. Franchises entail a minimum of 50,000 to 500,000 and above initial franchise fee plus your initial capital for inventory and retail outlet construction. The franchise fee must be fully paid in advance. Watch out though as a franchise business is a marriage of sorts. There are restrictions on what you can do with your business, and the franchise owners become an active partner. Read and understand the franchise contract. Obtain professional help to understand the term and condition of the contract. You would have liked to interview current franchise holder regarding the business. The main attraction of a franchise is the wide familiarity and acceptance of its business name. Local franchises like Jollibee, McDonald's, Mr. Quickie, and Paddy's Point can assure franchisees of good return on their investment. Their business name are well known with consumer. The training that franchisors are willing to give to would-be franchise holder is another attraction. This jumpstart your learning process about the business. Most franchisors will not allow you to open shop unless you attend their training session. McDonald's requires you to attend training classes in Chicago, Illinois, USA. Most franchisors will not allow you to open shop uh, unless attend their training session. McDonald's require you to attend their training classes in Chicago, Illinois, USA. Some will immerse you with on-the-job training. Still, other franchises will insist that you become a hands-on owner and not just an absentee investor. Others will even train your um, initial and subsequent batches of employees. Besides the franchises will require you to pay royalties 1% to 10% of gross sales and joint advertising fees 1 to 5% of gross sales. You benefit of joint advertising as it builds more traffic for your store at the least cost to your business. In the Pinoy Business Series 2, We'll take a peek at the franchise business. For more information on franchises, it also a list of franchise available in the Philippines. Find out what some franchises offer in the form of a business opportunity. Better to all my viewers and friends, YouTube by a book about the franchising, to start your business, or perhaps just very quickly try to list down your top 10 most combated franchise business opportunity when you have money for it. Franchise business that I like. Yeah, list down at least 10 to all my viewers and friends. Network marketing, the perfect business. For most Filipino, network marketing is a new business form that boggles many minds. As a concept, network marketing has been touted as the fastest way to accu- accumulate wealth nowadays. To concept issues to penetrate the market as fast as possible without entailing expensive marketing costs such as advertising and promotion. For the most part, network marketing is a spread by word mouth. You most likely have to be invited to join the business. Network marketing is a non-traditional business with unconventional results. Yes, it is a business. Multi-level marketing, LM, and direct selling. In recent years, several MLMs and direct selling, mostly foreign companies, have cropped up in the Philippines. They are likes of Avon, Cosmo, Excel, Forever Living, Gold Quest, Everlife, Hairway, Inca, Merkay, Cosmetic, Moringa, New Way, New Skin, Shockley, Skybeats, Symmetry, and the world's pioneer and oldest network marketing organization, Amway. There are other groups not named here. I remember when I was in college, I'm also uh, agent of Hairway. Their product is very good if you are talking about the cosmetic. You will earn a lot of money if you have a customer. Other homegrown like Mondragon, Natasha, Newport, and Veracruz, original in the Philippines, are Singer Home Appliances and Tupperware. For a private distributor business, the initial training is very minimal. It can range from 230,000. In return, they give you a business license or membership to operate the business. Some group give you product sample and business kit with documents and brochure, however, and many Filipino have joined the network marketing groups and after a while quit or do not renew their license and proclaim that it was no good group. Oftentimes, many have experienced disappointment over the outcome when compared to their initial enthusiasm before joining the business. Yes, it's happened from past and on the present. They back out. They not continue their business. These people are called negative people. Which one to join? They are basically for factors that you have investigate. For joining any network marketing group, first, what are the products? Are they good quality? Are there a variety of products that you can buy for personal consumption or retail to your customer? I am wary of groups that have only a single product such as a health juice, a gold coin, or website. The same goes if they only have one product line such as food supplement only or just cosmetic, the choice is just too limited. Second, what is the company background? Will they be around for the long haul? Who are the company's owner? Where are their offices located? Just as you choose which bank to put your money in, you also have to look into the networking company that you intend to join. Must be stable as a bank with an impeccable worldwide and local reputation. Third, what is their compensation plan? It is equitable. Lastly, what kind of training and support will you to be able to succeed in network marketing business? You have to be educated in the business. Are they providing seminars to learn about their products? Also, you want to know what continuing programs they have to sustain your business and increase your profits. There are more questions you can ask your sponsor or the group you intend to join. They are in the next video below. Well, they are in the next topic video below. Getting down the getting down to network marketing business. When it comes to the nature of business is distribution is similar to a franchise. Explore carefully the particular distribution business before you plunge in. Some requires you to carry inventory and incur expenses that would be beyond your initial expectation. Most MLM or direct selling business can be operated on a part-time basis by the distribution member. Some groups will just pay you a straight commission on products that you sell from around 20 to 35% of a retail price. Others will also provide you additional sales incentive like commission for volume sold by your recruit and the recruits and so on. Some LLMs or direct sales group also provide goal-oriented incentives like gift cards and travels for certain sales levels achieved. As a rule of thumb, good MLM is or direct selling is a structure a way that number one, it does not force you, but they can encourage you to stock up on their inventory and allow you to return goods that you bought from the MLM or direct selling business within reasonable period. It must provide a buyer remorse clause allowing members or clients to return product that they bought, in effect providing a full satisfaction money back guarantee. There should not be any front loading or products. Front loading happens when you are forced to buy products just to join the group. A few samples in the business or joining group is acceptable. Watch out for what as those as some groups camouflage from front loading by saying the kit includes any product sample that are included in their substantial joining fee. Still other groups require you to continually buy products to retain active membership status. Otherwise, they delete you from the roster of members. It's okay if it is not exorbitant, but this is not a good network marketing practice. And two, it does not pay a substantial commission for recruiting members, not more than 5 to 10% of the joining fee. Otherwise, if the recruiting fee commission is quite big, the member will tend to focus on recruiting alone just so they can make a pass back. It would be better if commission are only paid when a product is sold and not on the recruitment or joining fee. Aside from these two preceding factors, please considers the following pointers and questions you need to ask. Number one, you of course must also like their products. You cannot endorse or promote a product that you do not like or enjoy in using it. You must be a user of the products yourself. Two, you actually enjoy saving from using their products. Saving may take the form or less time, less money, and convenience. Three, how widespread is their distribution or warehouse center for you and your customer to gain easy access in purchasing merchandise. If it is widespread, you may not have to stock up or carry their inventory. This will make it easier for you to buy. Number four, do they offer free home delivery? Is there a minimum purchase required for free home delivery? How much? It's too much hassle if you need to pick the product yourself and deliver it to members of your groups. Five, do they have a wide variety of merchandise available? What kind and how many kinds of merchandise do they carry? Do they carry exclusive items? The more variety of products, the better for you. You want a wide variety selection so that you and your members have a chance to buy at least one of thing from among wide selection of merchandise. Be wary of the be wary of an MLM group that has only one product or one product line. It will be difficult for you to promote single product business that is for a retail store in the mall selling only stock with a single design of color. Six, do they manufacture their own products or merely buy them from someone else so that quality is controllable? Seven, do they have unconditional full satisfaction money back guarantee on their products? You would want a company to guarantee the products you promote to your friends and relatives. And how long you have been in business here in the Philippines and abroad? In how many countries do they operate? Experience for the MLM company counts a lot in making sure that the company has a good reputation worldwide. It's not true that if the MLM is a quiet, you have more chances of making money than joining a long-time MLM group. I have seen people who uh, join later in particular MLM group and now have a bigger business than those who joined earlier. Nine, how much is joining fee and what did you get return? In there any product sample in the business or joining kit? The joining fee must not be expensive and there should not be too many product sample is the kit, thereby making the joining fee uh, exorbitant. Is there an annual fee between your membership or business license? How much? 11. Can you get your money back for the joining fee just in case you change your mind later? 90 days buyer remorse is preferred. Where and how can you get a refund? So, viewers and friends, one time is running out. Just, I will continue this for my next live stream. Can you get your money back for joining fee just in case you change your mind later? 90 days very most close is prepare. Where and how can you get a refund? 12. Does the joining fee allow the participant to operate the business abroad or just within the Philippines? Either if you can also operate abroad with a single license or membership. 13. What is their marketing plan for the business? How many people do you have to recruit before you starting making money? 14. What's the commission paid to the person who recruits or sponsor a new member out of this initial joining fee? It is to your advantage if there is commission directly to your sponsor, as this give you a hint that your sponsor has helped you develop a group or helped you distribute a product before he or she makes money. Otherwise, your sponsor might just abandon you as soon as he or she gets the money from your joining fee. You need his or her help to get started in the network marketing business you just sign up for. 15. How is the commission scheme structured? What levels of performance do you get initially? 16. Can you make more money than your sponsor or anyone who joined ahead of you? How so? If you will always make less than people who were ahead of you, then the commission structure is disadvantageous to your or does the funds are not distributed equitably. Find another group instead. You cannot make money than people ahead of you despite your increased effort. 17. Will you get paid commission? How often will you be paid? How is this commission tracked or computed? They have a computers to track down commission. It is big enough to track down commission sales worldwide. If it is a worldwide MML group. 18. How many levels underneath do you override commission from? The deeper the level, the better for you more. So if it is admitted. 19. Is there a sales performance quota or targets that you must meet to maintain your active membership? What are the penalties if you do not meet the performance quota? 20. What time commitment are they asking from you? Will you be forced to attend meetings and function to maintain membership? 21. How many members have you succeed in FLMLM business? Who are they? Can you speak with them? 22. What kind of marketing merchandise support are you going to get? Do they have brochure or products catalogs? Do they advertise in mass media? I found out that it's advantageous to you if your MLM does not advertise. This way you can corner your own market share without too much competition generated by advertising. 23. What kind of training and support are you getting and what other activities do you, they conduct to stimulate sales or the buildings of the group? 24. How much committed is your sponsor to the business and who are the leaders of the group? Are they committed to succeed in the business? And lastly, how do you feel about the people and the group at the likable bunch? In general, MLMs and direct selling groups provide an option and provide an opportunity for many Filipinos who do not have much initial capital. I have personally seen Filipinos making good money from legitimate MLMs, MLMM, and directly groups. You should investigate the groups truly before you join, just as you would for any kind of business. I advise people who have the time and desire to seriously contemplate participating in a network marketing group, even if they have a good paying job or very successful business. It is never too much if you have a plan B in life. Don't you think so? Among the many MLM groups operating business in the Philippines, I can only recommend to Full Up Corporation. I have compared their business with other network marketing groups and found it to be the best opportunity available. Thus, many positively attributes that I look for when I research various online groups to be able to write something intelligently for job. Well, for me, I recommend Alliance in Motion Global. That's for me. It's more in about health. For current employee only. For those of you who are currently employed, the choice of a part-time or sideline business is compounded by the lack of time you can spend in your new business. You have a natural conflict of interest because you must continue to provide most of your time to your main job. Some may be even by loyal to the company they work for and find it disloyal to start some small business on the side. Constraint if your business is labor intensive. Business that operates during normal business hours 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and require you to travel a lot or do a great amount of research for the business. For employees wanting to start a business, you must consider your choices very carefully. Very carefully. You may want business. You may want a business that number one allows you to take the less risky approach. You do not want to take a business that is full of praise or has many unknowns and previously discussed. The more you know the business, the less risky it is for you. Number two, allows you to learn the business at your own pace. Given your time constraint, you can only spend a fraction your available waking hours to your business. You do not want to a business that pressure you learn more about this very quickly by putting in more time. Three, has minimal or no financial pressure. It is a best way you have all the necessary capital and money available before you start that part-time business. You do not want to the business to use up your regular paycheck, restrain saving just to sustain as a startup. And lastly, number four, allows you to ease in smoothly into the business before you resign from your current job. You do not want to a business that will force you to resign unexpectedly from your job when you're not ready. For example, if you are about to retire in 1 year, you do not want a business that will force you to retire in 7 months, perhaps due to conditions that warrants your full-time attention, such technically problems in production. Do not wish to forego the retirement benefits you have accumulated. I remember when I started a Filipino magazine in Chicago, the Times of Manila. I was lucky that I had a partner who could work on the magazine on a full-time basis while I continued to work in a bank. In 3 months, I decided it was time to quit the bank. It was easier to ease into the business that way. Last word in your choice of business. Finally, when you have selected your business, you can also assess if indeed you made the right choice by rating the business using the following parameters. These parameters are not the rule of thumb. That is, if the business you choose does not meet the assessment standard, you don't necessarily abandon the idea entirely. In a way, you can use the assessment as guide to anticipate possible difficulties that you may encounter in starting your business. To mind, there are not too many businesses that meet the extremes of the following parameters. I know of only one ideal business that fits snugly into the parameters. Do not use them as a rule of what perfect business. I know only the only I know of only one ideas business that fits snug into the parameters. You must use them as what a perfect business should be. The following parameters came from at least expounded by a Wall Street financial expert, John Sistina, on what is a new business must be. He attributed the list from the Audible. I could not verify where it is, but it was too good to pass up. Also, the position topic for current employees only was paraphrased from the same coded of John Sistina. Parameters of an ideal business. Remember the following parameter list is only a guide in order to anticipate potential problem areas in your new business. If you apply the parameters strictly, you may be unable to find the ideal business that you've always dreamed of. Do not overanalyze, just number one, universality of products or service. Your product or service must be have mass appeal. It is advisable to have a product or service that can also be sold or used in other countries. It must have a huge potential market. You restrict the marketability of a product if it is appeal in limited. Example, if you create so many t-shirt with the theme Batangueño ako, the t-shirt will be difficult to sell in Cebu or Davao. Of course, specialization could be strategy to penetrate the market. If the t-shirt sell well in Batangas, you can also come with Cebuano ako. So t-shirt and so on. Also, an architect who specializes in designing American style home could have advantage over general design architect. Two, your product or service must have inelastic demand. Inelastic demand means that demand for the product or service is not very sensitive to changes in its price. So even if there is steep increase in price, demand does not decline as much. Example is crude oil or gasoline. The market must not be confined. It must have many uses for consumer. A product or service that is confined by season could lead to slack sales when it is off-season. For example, raincoats do not sell well during the summer months, just as uh, ice ice cream on rainy days, minimal need for employees or labors, low labor requirements. This is quite logical in the employees are a continuing source of expense in any business. If you can create a business that only has one employee yourself, then that would be most profitable for you. But then, not too many businesses that employees labor. All you can do is minimize the need by employing labor, saving machinery, subtracting your product contract, contractual hiring of labor, per piece labor system, or use computers and robotic as much as possible. You also must consider the cost of mechanization or computerization as opposed for hiring labor and employees. If your capital is small, some entrepreneurs opt for hiring manual labor due to high investment in machinery OPT. Number four, a product or a service that fits a continuing human or animal needs. An obvious example is food. Of course, an accountant service are always needed as long as they're a business. Operating partners will always have a job somewhere. Consumable is an idea, product, or service. For example, there is more money to be in toilet paper manufacturing than in making toilets bowl. Number five, low overhead. The less rent, the better. As better if you can operate a business out of your home. Today, uh, something is even better if you can have a virtual business in the internet. There is no rental space there except for the low maintenance fee for it to maintain your website. Six, a business with a unique product or service, something that is difficult for a competitors to copy, duplicate, or reproduce. Many services are unique, such as renowned artists and opera singer or surgeon. To protect the recipe, Coca-Cola allows only 5 people in the world to know the soft drinks formula. Seven, does not require huge cash expenditure. Cash is king. You have to be better. The less you need it to invest cash in a business, the better that business become. Eight, has steadily cash flow in the business. You would like to have a business that has steady cash flow. Cash in cash is cash is the lifeblood of a business. The less account receivable, the better. Some people envy a fast food outlet in a small for the cash they bring in daily. However, not all businesses are like that. In fact, many businesses have to extend credit to stay in business, so anticipate your cash flow. Nine, relatively free from all forms of government and or industry regulation. Medicine or pharmaceutical manufacturing is a good example of a heavily regulated business. The Bureau of Food and Drugs (BFAD) breaks down your neck all the time. You may have to spend a lot of money for lawyers to make sure that you can comply with all the rules and regulations. 10. Portability of the business. Basically, it means that you can carry your business anywhere and still continue to operate profitability. To restrict your business if you are stuck in a single place. For example, your business is exclusive mining romlon, marble, weaving sales for boats in Mindanao, or selling PX goods from Clark Air Base. If you start a business and suddenly decide to immigrate to the US, will you still be able to continue that business? Today, some internet-based business are more likely to be portable in that you can operate the business anywhere around the world. For example, an internet-based financial advisors can continue give his or her opinion to one even if the financial advisor decides to move to Paris or Timbuktu. Okay. In addition, another one must be added to the list. 7. Low need to stock up on inventory. You will learn later in this video and in this series that inventory is the leading cause of business failure. In your business need to carry a lot of inventory such as grocery store or a small department store. Then you have an space inventory related to problems to crop up by minimizing your need to carry inventory. You do not tie up a lot of cost in your business. To sum up, now that you know the parameters of an ideal business, goes without saying that you need to choose your business well. All my friends and viewers, uh, my time is right now. I will continue this my video, my live stream tomorrow in the morning. So my topic for tomorrow, just would like to remind you, my topic is registering a business a must. So take note for that, all my viewers and friends. Registering a business a must. All right. Uh, Thank you for watching. God bless you all. More blessing to come. Uh, what else I can say? Again, thank you for visiting my channel to all my viewers and friends and small YouTubers. Thank you very much. God bless you. I will end this 2 minutes left. I have remaining minutes left. And each month, start and manage your business, your manage your own business. A smart and practical guide for new entrepreneurs. How to start a business, choosing the perfect business, how to finance your business, how to manage what you started, writing your business plan, mistake to avoid in a business, success in network marketing, over 850 new business ideas. So, thank you to all my viewers. Again, God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye bye to all my viewers. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.